Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 73. When we last left our heroes, Draken revealed the faces of Shiki and Homura and Weisz and Kino, so they are now on the run from the entire population of Belial Goer because they're apparently all in debt, and Draken promised to erase the debt of whoever brought them in. And while they were doing that, they stopped at a river where Weisz gave them all disguises and made Pino into a human. Shiki cried for Pino because he was so happy that she was kind of humanish now. And then Laguna of the Element 4 reveals himself and that his powers involve turning people into puddles if they cry in front of him. So Shiki is a puddle, and the rest of the crew are kind of in trouble right now. So yeah, let's jump right into Chapter 73, Don't Shed a Tear, which tells you what this chapter is going to be about. Our cover picture here is Happy and Pino playing some kind of video game, some kind of old school fighting game. Yeah. So we open with Pino looking on in the horror at the Shiki puddle. Master, change into water? And Homura and Weisz glare at Laguna. I will make all of you cry. He does this kind of thing with his hands. Master! Master! And we see the tears start forming from Pino. Oh no. Pino, don't start crying! Shiki is still alive! But... and we see she's starting to lose control. I sent Shiki's ether! He is alright! You mustn't cry! But she starts crying. You're crying. So, here's the thing. Does Laguna not look like a JoJo's character? The way his lips are defined, the way his eyebrows are drawn, he just looks like a JoJo's character wandered into a Mashima manga. And then she, kind of falls over, her tears kind of go flying up. And Weisz looks at her in, fear as she collapses into water. Pino! Anyone who cries in front of me will never stand back up again. And Weisz glares at him. How is it possible? If we cry, we are changed into water? Is it your ether gear? And Weisz turns to Laguna. Put Shiki and Pino back, you face-painted clown, says the dude in the tube top. I needed a... In any, note there, so Laguna calls out Weisz specifically for the tube top, but also because, he's disguising himself as a woman, which is kind of implied by the wearing of the tube top. And Weisz tries to go in with that I needed a disguise, but he doesn't finish it. So take of that what you will with my conversation from last week about exactly how Weisz views his, let's say, masculinity. I'm not sure. Anyway, and we cut to Homura. In any case, if we defeat him, we may be able to restore our friends. Defeat? Me? Didn't I tell you? I'm from Draken's Special Forces, the Element 4. Also, I think Homura definitely needs a change of clothes, because I don't think that Victorian dress is going to be great fighting gear. Though we'll see how that works with the disguise and all that. But Weisz kind of turns to him, ready to fight. I don't really get it, but you just keep on blabbing about your powers. Once you know the trick, we'll have nothing to be afraid of. And Laguna starts to step forward. We just have to not cry, right? You should know. People don't cry that easily. And we see Weisz has activated his ether gear as Laguna continues to step forward. And now Laguna is right in front of Weisz, and Weisz kind of glares up at him. I'm gonna get out Arsenal and make you cry. And Laguna just stares down at him. And then, so I didn't bring this up, but they did bring special attention to Laguna's shoes that are very high pointed stiletto heels that he then jams into Weisz's bare foot. Or not barefoot, he's wearing sandals, but still. Ow! What's with the high heels, jerk? They're stilettos. And look, you're crying. That's one way to make it work, I guess. Weisz! And then Weisz just turns into a puddle right then and there. One to go. But don't worry, I'll make you a sopping mess in no time. What a dangerous thing to say. And of course, with Homura, it has to be something that could be, like, construed sexually. But anyway, Homura then, like, readies her ether sword. Unfortunately for you, I have recently shed several years' worth of tears. Your tricks have no effect on me. A sword ether gear, huh? You are the last. Making you cry by hurting you is not a bad idea. Using my ether gear, the tears lover, and he summons some water into a blade. A blade of water? And then she, like, deflects Laguna's sword with her sword. Interesting thing to note here is that he seems to imply that the blade is the ether gear, right? Which might imply that the crying puddle power is not his ether gear. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so as their blades are clashed, Homer kind of, like, ducks out of the way as the blade goes by her. Laguna goes in for another swipe. You are quite the swordsman. And then Laguna just kind of looks at her and they clash again. Long ago, I made a promise to a friend. We promised to both be the best swordsmen in the cosmos. We would duel each other and sing each other's praises. But he starts like shaking. Before it happened, my friend got sick and died. I don't believe it. You... interesting thing to note here, though, before we get into whatever Homer is feeling. His ether marks are on the same below the eye area that he pulled across for the I'll make you cry bit. You are attempting to make me cry over some sad story? You got me. What a dastardly. Hey, there's a million glee on the ground over there. That will not elicit tears of joy from me. And then Laguna starts crying, nor shall I cry sympathy tears. Exactly how much of a sap do you take me for? Oh man, I'm getting kind of tired of this. And then he yawns. And we see, like, tears form as he yawns. And we see she starts to reflexively yawn. No, yawns are contagious, and they put pressure on your nasolacrimal ducts, as in tear ducts. And we see a tear start forming on the corner of Homura's eyes. And she snaps out of it right away. Well, he almost had me. I do have you. And he pulls out an onion. Okay, this is the cheap power. I'll end this now. And she looks shocked. That is an Oedo onion. When I crush it, it will release allyl sulfides that will force tears from your eyes. And he crushes it, and we see the tears forming. A dirty trick! And the tears fall. And she falls into water. Did we just lose? And all four of them are now puddles on the ground. And he pulls out this bottle and opens it. It's like this tiny little bottle. Nothing to it. That's all of them. We're supposed to bring you in alive if we can. So I'll just scoop you up in a bottle and... there. And somehow he, I guess using the tears lever, manipulates all their water to come into the bottle. Does that mean when they're freed, will they all have, like, different pieces of each other stacked on top of, like, mismatched? No, he has the 3 bottles. I'm one person short. Where did it go? And we see Weisz leaning on a tree behind him. I'm right here. Huh? I hate to do that to Homura, but now I've seen every trick up your sleeve. You turned into water. I mean, you cried, didn't you? Correction. I looked like I cried and turned into water. The disguise machine! And we see his disguise starts to, like, break apart. I knew you were going to stomp on me the second I saw those shoes. So I used the facial mode on this disguise app to change my expression. I used this crying button and shed fake tears. Then I disguised myself as water. I'd already seen Shiki and Pino do it, so I could create pretty realistic turning into water effects. And Laguna, like, looks at him, starting to be a little scared now. In other words, I modified the app in real time to give me special effects that help me pretend you got me. That is my power. Oh, right, when we saw the ether gear on his hand. Mashima showed, like, focus on that. It had the shot of the stiletto, and then his ether-powered hand, and then the stiletto again. Fucking hell! No, it isn't possible! You can't do that! The ether gear Mashima maker changes me into a weapon. Arsenal suit, up! And he changes into Arsenal right away. There's no audience to appreciate my heroic entrance. I could just cry. And that is the end of the chapter. Alright. That was great. Holy shit, that was great. Like, it was great, seeing the team just not have any way to best Laguna at first. As Laguna's, borderline absurd, ways to make the team cry. Ranging from, yawning to onions, which eventually worked, and he got Homura. But that whole twist at the end, that Weisz, saw through everything, saw the stilettos and was like, oh, that's what he's gonna do. And if you go back to, like I said, if you go back to page, I think it's 7? No, it's page 6. The middle row of page 6. It's Stiletto, Mashima Maker holding the disguise app back to the stiletto. Good shit. Good fucking shit. That's some great plotting from Mashima. So yeah, now it's time for Weisz to take out Laguna. I hope it's not one of those. Mashima sometimes will do that thing where villains have really good strategies to beat the heroes, but as soon as that doesn't work, they don't put up a fight. And I hope that's not what happens here. I hope there's actually a good fight between Weisz and Laguna. But we'll have to wait and see on that, because that's all I have to say for this week's video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!